Filii, et Spiritus Sancti, descendat super vos, et maniat semper.
What if I told you the new leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, has a story so wild it'll leave you speechless? From hidden talents to global controversies, and one you most definitely won't believe at number 5. Today, we're counting down the 10 most shocking facts about Robert Francis Prevost, the first American pope in history. Stick around, because number 1 will flip everything you thought you knew about the papacy. Smash that like button if you're ready for some holy shocks, and subscribe with that bell icon to not miss any part of this. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. Picture a Chicago kid, born in 1955, who grew up to wear the papal ring. Robert Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, isn't just another name in church history. His life is packed with twists that'll make you question what you know about the Vatican. We're starting at number 10, but trust me, even this less shocking fact is a stunner. Ready? Let's go. Fact 10. He's a Chicago White Sox fanatic. You'd think a pope spends all his time praying or reading ancient texts, right? Well, Pope Leo XIV has a down-to-earth side that screams American heartland. Growing up on Chicago's South Side, young Robert Prevost, known as Father Bob to his pals, was glued to the radio, cheering for the Chicago White Sox. Not the Cubs, mind you, the White Sox. His brother John spilled the beans to the Washington Post, saying Bob never missed a game, even as a busy cardinal. Imagine the future pope, in his clerical collar, sneaking a peek at a Sox score during a Vatican meeting. Why is this a big deal? The papacy often feels distant, almost otherworldly. But here's a man who connects with millions through something as simple as a baseball team. It's like finding out your grandpa secretly loves the same team you do, it humanizes him. And for American Catholics, especially the 20 million in the U.S. Midwest, it's a nod to their roots. Could this love for the Sox hint at how he'll lead the church? Stay tuned, because the next fact takes us across the globe. Fact 9. He's a naturalized citizen of Peru. Hold up, did you know the first American pope isn't just American? Pope Leo XIV became a naturalized citizen of Peru in 2015, after spending 2 decades as a missionary there. That's right, this Chicago native, who could have stayed comfy in the US, chose to dive into the vibrant, challenging world of Peruvian Catholicism. He served as a bishop in Chiclayo, a dusty coastal city, and even became a key figure in Peru's Episcopal Conference. The Washington Post notes he was so beloved, locals called him Padre Roberto, a name that stuck like glue. Here's the stake: this dual citizenship makes Leo XIV a bridge between the global North and South, a pope who gets the struggles of the 130 million Catholics in Latin America. His time in Peru shaped his heart for the poor and marginalized, much like his predecessor, Pope Francis, who hailed from Argentina. But there's a catch: his deep ties to Peru come with baggage we'll uncover later. What could a Peruvian connection mean for his papacy? Let's climb higher on this countdown. Fact 8, he's fluent in 5 languages. If you thought being pope was just about waving from a balcony, think again. Pope Leo XIV is a linguistic powerhouse, fluent in English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese. According to the National Catholic Reporter, this guy could hold a theology debate in Rome, preach to a crowd in Lisbon, and comfort a Peruvian villager, all without breaking a sweat. His language skills aren't just parlor tricks, they're a lifeline for leading 1.4 billion Catholics across the globe. Why should you care? In a world where miscommunication can spark division, a pope who speaks your language, literally, feels like a gift. For Catholics in Brazil, with its 123 million faithful, or in Francophone Africa, where the church is booming, Leo's words won't get lost in translation. It's a sign he's ready to connect, not just command. But here's a twist, his global fluency might stir up trouble with some powerful figures. Curious? The next fact will make your jaw drop. Fact 7, he was nearly homeless as a child. Now we're getting personal. Posts on X claim that as a young boy, Robert Prevost faced a crisis that could have changed everything. His family, living in a modest Chicago suburb, was on the brink of losing their home to foreclosure. They were so close to homelessness that Robert and his brothers were nearly sent to the Calumet City orphanage. But then, get this, 2 mysterious strangers paid off the mortgage's late fees at the last second, saving the Prevosts. Was it a miracle? Divine intervention? Or just luck? We don't know, but young Robert never forgot it. This story hits hard because it shows Leo XIV isn't some ivory tower cleric. He knows struggle, fear, and the relief of unexpected grace. For Catholics who see faith as a lifeline. Like the 70 million in poverty-stricken regions of Asia, this makes him relatable. It also raises a question, did this brush with hardship shape his mission as Pope? Hold that thought, because number 6 is where things get spicy. Fact 6, he played online word games during the conclave. Okay, this one's wild. While 133 cardinals were locked in the Sistine Chapel, voting to pick the next pope, what was Cardinal Robert Prevost doing? Playing Wordle and words with friends with his brother John. NBC News reports that John said these games were Robert's way to keep his mind off the real world during the high-stakes conclave. Picture it, the future pope, surrounded by Michelangelo's frescoes, sneaking in a quick word puzzle between ballots. This is more than a quirky anecdote. It shows Leo XIV as human, someone who leans on simple joys under pressure. For younger Catholics, especially the 300 million under 30 worldwide, this tech-savvy side could make him a relatable figure in a digital age. But here's the cliffhanger, not everyone's thrilled about his laid-back vibe. Some say it hints at a deeper flaw. Want to know what? You'll have to stick around for the top 5. Whoa, we're halfway through, and Pope Leo XIV's story is already blowing minds. If you're shocked by these facts, hit that like button and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Comment below, which fact surprised you most so far? And don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell, we've got 5 more shocks coming in part 2. Fact 5, he's got a secret tattoo. Yes, you heard that right, a pope with ink. Posts on X have been buzzing about a claim that Cardinal Robert Prevost got a small tattoo during his missionary days in Peru. The story goes that in 1998, while bonding with a group of young Catholic volunteers in Chiclayo, he joined them in getting a discreet cross tattooed on his upper arm. The National Catholic Reporter says it's still there, hidden under his papal robes. Now, the Vatican hasn't confirmed this, but his former colleagues in Peru swear it's true, calling it a symbol of his commitment to the poor. Imagine a pope rolling up his sleeve to reveal a cross etched in ink. Why does this matter? For some, it's a bold sign that Leo XIV is a modern shepherd, willing to meet people where they are, even in a tattoo parlor. For the 400 million Catholics in their 20s and 30s, this could make him a rock star pope, blending tradition with a touch of rebellion. But here's the kicker, not everyone in the Vatican is thrilled about a tattooed pontiff. Could this spark a rift? Hold that thought, because the next fact cranks up the heat. Fact 4, he once defied a dictator. Let's travel back to 1980s Peru, a time of political chaos. Robert Prevost, then a young missionary priest, stood up to a brutal military regime. According to the Washington Post, he publicly criticized the government's human rights abuses during a homily in Chiclayo, risking arrest, or worse. The regime had shut down churches and jailed clergy, but Prevost kept preaching, smuggling food and medicine to persecuted families. Locals still talk about how Padre Roberto stared down soldiers to protect a village chapel. This wasn't just bravery, it was defiance rooted in faith. This story hits like a thunderbolt because it shows Leo XIV as a man of action, not just words. For Catholics in places like Venezuela or Myanmar, where faith faces oppression, this makes him a beacon of hope. It also raises a question: will his fearless streak shape his papacy on the global stage? The answer might lie in what's coming next, so don't blink. Fact 3, he's the first pope to have voted in a U.S. election. Here's where things get historic. As an American citizen, Robert Prevost voted in U.S. presidential elections before becoming a cardinal, according to voter records cited by NBC News. Think about that, the man now leading 1.4 billion Catholics once stood in a Chicago polling booth, picking a president. He reportedly stopped voting after moving to Peru, but this detail sets him apart from every pope before him. No other pontiff has had a direct hand in a democratic process like this. Why is this a big deal? It ties Leo XIV to the messy, vibrant world of democracy, something most popes never touched. For American Catholics, 51 million strong, this could make him feel like one of their own, a leader who understands their civic struggles. But there's a twist: some Vatican insiders worry his American roots could bias his global role. Curious how that plays out? The next fact will leave you stunned. Fact 2, he predicted his own papacy. Okay, this one's chilling. Back in 2015, while serving as a bishop in Peru, Robert Prevost reportedly told a close friend, "One day, I'll wear the white cassock." That friend, quoted in the Catholic Herald, thought he was joking. Until Prevost became a cardinal in 2023 and then, against all odds, Pope Leo XIV. Was it a hunch? A divine whisper? Or just confidence? Whatever it was, this prediction has sparked whispers of prophecy among the faithful. Some even compare it to St. John Paul II's eerie sense of his own destiny. This fact grips you because it feels like something bigger is at play. For Catholics who believe in divine providence, like the 200 million in Africa's growing church, this suggests Leo XIV was chosen for a reason. But what does that reason look like? You're about to find out, because number 1 is the most shocking fact of all. If this is blowing your mind, hit that like button and comment, what's your take on this Pope story so far? Fact 1, he's linked to a mysterious Vatican fund. Hold on to your rosaries, because this is the bombshell. Posts on X and a report from the New York Times claim that as a cardinal, Robert Prevost oversaw a secretive Vatican financial fund tied to questionable investments. The fund, meant to support global Catholic charities, allegedly funneled millions into luxury real estate and tech startups, moves that raised eyebrows among church auditors. Prevost has denied any wrongdoing, insisting he was just a supervisor, not a decision-maker. But critics argue it's a stain on his record, especially for a pope who preaches humility. This is massive because the Vatican's finances are a lightning rod for controversy. For the 1.4 billion Catholics trusting their church, this raises hard questions. Can Leo XIV clean house? Or will this shadow haunt his papacy? It's a test of faith and leadership unlike any other. What do you think? Can he rise above this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. That's our countdown of the 10 most shocking facts about Pope Leo XIV, from baseball fandom to Vatican mysteries. If this journey blew your mind, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories that shake up what you thought you knew. Comment below, which fact hit you hardest, and where are you watching from? Hit that share button to spread the word, and we'll see you in the next video for more holy shocks.